Hear me. Coors Light.
Coming up.
Allow me to say a few words in this beer's memory. He was so young, so full of carbonation, little bubbles. Everyone loves this frost brewed Coors Light.
Coming up on the latest edition of SportsCenter, they're matching up in the NBA postseason. The Lakers hope a Game 1 victory is right up their alley. Ooh. Did Allen get his mom a playoff win on her big day? Charles Barkley gets his day in the Sunday conversation, and he's talking economics.
We used to be overpaid and underworked. Now, with this season, we're overworked and underpaid.
Can the Wings show the Lance why they are the defending champs? Padres hope to get another sterling performance against the Braves. Can the Yankees improve on baseball's best home record? And a baseball player goes deep, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. From all angles, we deliver sporting information on SportsCenter next.
Hi there, a belated Happy Mother's Day. Welcome to SportsCenter alongside Kenny Mayne. I'm Dan Patrick.
The Yankees swap outfielders and pitchers. Scott Erickson wouldn't trade Detroit for any place, and moms do not turn in the TVs. Plays of the week are for you, but first, basketball for everyone.
And we begin in a city that hasn't enjoyed an NBA title in over a decade. In Shaquille O'Neal's words, we have the best big man, best shooter, and best upcoming player. So then, why doesn't L.A., armed with Shaq, Glenn Rice, and Kobe Bryant, have the best chance of winning the title? Find out that answer, and you may save Kurt Rambis his job. The Lakers open their best-of-5 series with the Rockets Sunday afternoon at the Forum. Shaq has great respect for Hakeem Olajuwon. He says he may be the greatest center of all time. Second quarter, Lakers up 4.
Inside,
Scottie Pippen
stolen by Shaq, who brings the dribble
picked off. Shaq running the break. And then at the other end, Hakeem with a smile, saying to Shaq, you averaged 2.3 assists per game during the regular season. Time running down. 10 seconds to go. First half. Rick Fox, Glenn Rice. Lakers up 52-41 at halftime. Rice 20 at halftime. Third quarter. Kobe Bryant. You don't want to give him baseline. Whatever you do, you don't want to give him baseline.
Lots of ways to look at it. As Bryant.
Lakers matching their biggest lead at 11, 54-43. Then Charles Barkley said on the Sunday conversation, let me prove my worth here. He had 25 on the day. Fourth quarter comeback by the Rockets. Lakers up 1. Glenn Rice inside to Shaq. 92-89 Lakers. Shaq with 27. Lakers still up 1. Hakeem abusing J.R. Reed. 22 for Olajuwon. After the three-point play, Rockets up 2. Less than 15 seconds to go. Rockets up 1 with the ball. Pippen. Kobe. Good position. Derek Fisher out of nowhere. Gets the ball, gets the timeout. Lakers with the ball, 7.6 seconds to go. And Kobe. Sam Mack, feet got tangled up, fell down, and brought Kobe with him. Questionable call, but probably the right call in that situation. Cuttino Mobley doesn't agree with the sportscaster. Kobe, shooting 2, makes the first one. We're tied at 100. Next foul shot to give the Lakers a 1-point lead. So the Rockets with one last chance, and Pippen says to Jack, we've got 3 of the 50 greatest players of all time. Who do you think we're going to? Well, we're going to Cuttino Mobley. Mobley, the pick and roll, had a step on Shaq, but that's not enough with a 7-footer trailing you. You look at it again. Mobley running the pick and roll, and Shaq with the swat. Kobe and the Lakers celebrate the 1-point win and the 1-0 lead in this best-of-5 series. 27 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 block shots for Shaq. The Rockets still own just 1 road win this season against a team with a winning record. That was Sacramento. Game 2 slated for Tuesday night back in Los Angeles. Following the Game 1 festivities, Shaq spoke about the balanced attack.
We just have to be very smart with the ball and, keep going inside out, back inside, back outside. And, we just got to play. And if we keep playing like that, then everybody's going to get their numbers and everybody's going to be happy, and it's going to be good for us.
We got ourselves in a position to win, and we made mental mistakes. And we've been in this position before, and we can't stop shooting ourselves in the foot.
To me, it was a bad call, but, hey, we got to live with it. We're down 0-1 now, but to lose a game like that and possibly home court advantage on a call like that, what else can I say?
L.A. 9-1 this season when Shaq and Rice score at least 20. Rice has been red hot in the last 3 games thanks to some great shooting. He's averaging over 30 a game, shooting better than 60% from the floor overall. and from behind the arc. Before that hot streak, he was averaging less than 13 points in the previous 8 games. You almost got the feeling that he was trying to blend in, be a team player. Come playoff time, he's decided to take over. The Lakers won only 4 of those 8 games, those previous 8 games, when he averaged just 13 points. More on this game later in the show.
Since the NBA bosses expanded the playoff field to 16 teams in 1984, and by the way, they would have expanded the field to the entire league except the lottery team ping pong ball drawing is good TV. Anyway, since they went to 16, only one number 8 has beaten a number 1, Denver over Seattle back in 1994. So history says the odds are stacked against the T-Wolves. To say nothing of current affairs, Minnesota opened at San Antonio, having closed the regular season with 10 straight road losses. The Spurs concluded with 13 straight home wins. Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, and a high level of discourse, just like Washington Week in Review. First quarter, Avery Johnson driving, kicking it out. Duncan open, he'll bury that. Tied at 22, close all in the first half. Second quarter, Terrell Brandon. It's Kevin Garnett, restaurant quality, plus the foul. T-Wolves down 1 at half. Garnett 15 first half points. Third quarter, T-Wolves keeping in it. Garnett stepping back and hitting. He had 21 in the game. T-Wolves up 1 there. Still in the third, Avery Johnson driving. Then he steps up and hits the wide open shot. 8 of 15 from the field. With just 1 turnover against 10 assists. Avery throwing up a mess, but Duncan, 26 points, 12 boards. Spurs pulling away. Jerome Kersey driving. Duncan following. And Garnett not talking here. Spurs up 1-0. David Robinson complimented Duncan's play, 12 points and 8 boards. The T-Wolves actually led 3 times early in the second half, but couldn't stay with San Antonio down the stretch. Minnesota had 19 turnovers to just 11 for San Antonio and 0 wins to 1. Coach Popovich liked the second half.
We gained our edge back that's helped us sustain what we did in the regular season. Without that, we're just a pretty good basketball team, but with that, we're a very good basketball team.
A couple of times I came out of my character and tried to get other guys involved, sort of threw the ball away and sort of got a little out of focus.
We came out third quarter like we wanted to, and it was a 2-3 point game, and then we started making turnovers that you just can't have in the playoffs, and turnovers that we made weren't forced. It's not like they forced us into bad situations. We just made bad decisions.
More from the NBA just a bit later. Allen Iverson's in the running for league MVP. The team game is what mattered Sunday as he and the Sixers tried to make something of their first playoff berth since 1991.
To the NHL, and since losing Game 5 of the 1998 Western Conference Finals, the Red Wings have been a perfect 10. Detroit went on to beat Dallas in Game 6 and then swept the Caps for the Cup. The Wings began this postseason with a sweep of Anaheim and then continued their victory tour with a series opening win in Colorado. On Sunday in Colorado, Detroit looked for its 11th consecutive playoff victory. It was Say Hello to Chris Chelios Day. First greeting by Claude Lemieux, then Adam Deadmarsh, and then Peter Forsberg finishes him off. Penalty on Forsberg. Sergei Fedorov, Steve Yzerman, happy 34th birthday, Stevie I. 1-0 Wings. Chelios holding Theo Fleury, and Theo Fleury sucker punches Chelios. No call. It's hockey. And then Bill Ranford gets the spray, gets the punt. Joe Sakic all alone. Big save by Bill Ranford. Minutes later, Theo Fleury trying to get the puck back, dragged down by Aaron Ward. He's not happy. No call. No blood, no foul. Well, not in hockey. There is blood. No penalty. Third period, 2-0 Detroit. Make that 3-0. Nicholas Lidstrom intercepts the pass, and it's a power play goal. Under 2 minutes to play, 4-0 Detroit. And Dale Hunter going right at Bill Ranford. Not really subtle here. And then he flips him, and then Hunter gets escorted off as the Red Wings pick up the victory by the final of 4-0. Ranford, the 1990 NHL playoff MVP, picked up his 4th career postseason shutout. This could be the final hockey game played at McNichols Arena. The building will be replaced by the new Pepsi Center next fall. Game 3 is set for Tuesday night in Detroit. Following the festivities of Game 2, Bill Ranford talked about the amazing turn of events for himself.
I'm kind of in a no-lose situation here. I was on my way to the golf course or the minors, and I'm getting a chance to play in the Stanley Cup playoffs, so I look at myself as being lucky.
We recognize the fact that the Avalanche have a better road record than at home, I think, this year, and they're an excellent team and a well-experienced team, so I don't think by no means do we relax at this point and feel real good about anything, because they need one win and they're right back into it.
So Bill Ranford wasn't the only former playoff MVP to have a big game Sunday. Stevie Y, 2 goals, giving him 8 for the postseason, tying a playoff career high, 8 goals in 6 games, a year after winning the Conn Smythe with 6 goals and 18 assists in 22 games over the last 3 postseasons. His 21 goals, the most by any other player in the league.
Ricky Leday got an unwanted side order to his post-game meal in the Yankees clubhouse on Sunday. Last year's World Series rookie hitting star is tomorrow's new member of the New York AAA Columbus Clippers. Leday was hitting .200 this season for New York, 15 Ks and 45 at-bats. In his place, New York recalled Shane Spencer, who was hitting .344 in AAA. Now, before Sunday's game with Seattle, New York made another kind of swap. Mike Stanton was called out from the bullpen for his first ever Major League start because Ramiro Mendoza had the flu. And just by pitching 1 pitch, Stanton set a record. Most relief appearances before becoming a starter. He makes Ken Griffey go away there. He struck out 3 in 4 scoreless innings. Bottom of 1 on for Derek Jeter against Jeff Fassero. Everyone throw your hands in the air and wave them around as though there are no repercussions. 7 dongs this season. The Yankees are up 2-0. And Don Zimmer working on his highlight game. Bottom of 3, Mariners trailing 3-zip. Brian Hunter up 1 on. Hunter going to right. Dan Wilson coming. Paul O'Neill coming up and throwing to Jorge Posada. John Hirschbeck punches him out. Wilson would like to appeal to England's law lords. We take another look to see how women 18 to 30 feel, and they feel that he was safe. Lou Piniella would come out to argue, but to no avail. It's a rough day all around for Hirschbeck. And this refutes Martha Stewart's view that wooden implements should last a lifetime. Hirschbeck okay, though. In the 7th, Yankees up 4-1. Jason Grimsley to Wilson, 1 on. The grounder, Jeter to Soho to the double play, 6-4 and 3. Yankees win it 6-1. So Stanton gave up just 2 hits in his 4 innings. His last pro start was with Double-A Greenville back in 1990. Stanton, Jason Grimsley, and Mariano Rivera combined for the 3-hitter. Grimsley got the win. He's now 4-0. It was Beanie Baby Day at the stadium. On the last one, last May, David Wells threw that perfect game. The Orioles and the Tigers, the 2nd inning, 1-zip the Orioles. Dave Malicki on the hill. And Charles Johnson had homered 2 straight games, make it 3 in a row. 5th of the year, 4th of this series, and it's 2-0 the Orioles. Later in the inning, B.J. Surhoff, your batter, going to the right. Damian Easley going to his left. Fancy play. Tigers D'ing up again in the 4th. Jeff Rebele took a while to develop. He bloops short right center. Gabe Kapler coming after and making the play, avoiding the collision. Scott Erickson going well on the hill. He'd been going rough this season to Kareem Garcia. Would you like another pitch? No, I'm all set. Erickson, complete game, 5-hit shutout. First complete game this season for the Baltimore Orioles, and Erickson had lost 5 straight going into this one. The Orioles took 2 out of 3 in Detroit to win their 3rd straight series. That's after losing the first 7 series this season. Now back to Erickson. He broke his slump in Detroit. He's now 9-2 there all time. He's 15-3 all time against the Tigers, generally speaking. Tigers third baseman Dean Palmer broke his thumb fielding an Albert Bell rip in this game. He is out indefinitely.
Greg Maddux once described to me the sound of serving up a home run as that of a car crash. With that in mind, Maddux was involved in a couple of fender benders in his last outing. Last Tuesday night, he coughed up 8 earned runs, including a grand slam to Mark McGwire as the Cards handed Maddux his first loss of the season. Maddux looked to make the Padres drive safely Sunday in San Diego. Maddux at the plate, trying to improve his home run swing to impress Heather Locklear. Maybe she'll kiss it and make it feel better. 2nd time in his career he's been hit. Sterling Hitchcock doing the honors. So what do you think? Jim Leyritz starts yelling at the Braves dugout. Then Don Baylor. You don't want to mess with Don Baylor. Well, then you don't want to mess with Jim Leyritz either. Order would be restored, thankfully. Dugouts do not empty. So what's Maddux do? He's got great control. If he goes inside, are they going to... Well, Leyritz goes down. He shakes it off. Maddux would get Leyritz to ground down. Bottom 6, Padres up 2-0. Maddux.
Here's the 2-0.
Gone.
In the air, center.
John Vanderwall to the palm trees. Vanderwall's 2nd of the year, 5-0 Padres. More than enough for Sterling Hitchcock as a war goes on out in the outfield. Hurts Hitchcock, Eddie Perez, and the whiff. 8 Ks on the day, 5 of them to end innings. Hitchcock throws 8 shutout innings. Picks up the victory 5-0. Hitchcock, who was the MVP in last year's NLCS when he beat the Braves twice, allowed 4 hits in those 8 shutout innings. This is the first time Atlanta has been shut out this season. Vanderwall was the only member of the Padres lineup that had homered off Maddox before Sunday. To L.A., the Dodgers, the Marlins.
Came here to Florida.
Preston Wilson. Off Chan-Ho Park, it is deep and not playable. And this one ties this game up at 4, top of the 7th. Park gave up 3 home runs. Top 8, now 5-4 Marlins. 2-minute board. George Fabregas.
There goes Berg.
Antonio Osuna with the delivery. Dave Berg takes off for second. Paul LaDuca fakes the throw. Mark Kotze is hung up. Is he hung out to dry? No. Beltre runs him back. Eric Karros runs him back to third. Karros decides to go after Berg now. Karros then with a bad throw to Eric Young. Young can't get Kotze going home. Aren't the Marlins the ones supposed to be making mistakes like that? Davey Johnson, not happy. Marlins win this one by the final of 6-4. So David slays Goliath for the second time in 3 days, giving the Marlins their first series win this season. 11 of the 18 hits by the Marlins this series were of the extra base variety. Preston Wilson, 6 homers, leads National League rookies.
Please stay. Hideo Nomo has found good location for pitching, and we don't mean that relative to the strike zone. The Leafs had to put up a fight or else go down 0-2 at home to the Penguins. Pictures coming there. And George Karl's old team watches while he tries a playoff run with his Bucks. More NBA playoffs right after this.
Hello? Is anybody out there?
Starting a small business takes a burning entrepreneurial spirit, a singular, bold vision, the courage to fight an endless uphill battle. But that's not all you need. Oh, no.
I need some furniture.
And some curtains would be nice. That's why you need the Visa business card, because Jules Seltzer Furniture, like millions of other places, doesn't take any card from American Express.
I love these chairs. And I'm really happy with these window treatments.
What? Visa business card, it's everywhere you want to be.
11 blue-clad warriors stand on the brink of battle and ask themselves, where is the other team?
Groovin' on a Sunday afternoon.
Nothing helps you kick back at the end of the day like Tostitos chips and salsa.
I can't imagine it.
We do suggest you actually wait till the end of the day.
He's a fine dancer, too.
Dig in, kick back with new hint of lime Tostitos.
Call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB right now for a free brochure. Your free hair, all you have to do is prepay for a basic club plan. That's it.
Can't believe you can slick it straight back and it still looks natural. I love it. I've never felt this good after a haircut.
You don't feel any difference in this hair, you know, any hair. And it still stays, see?
So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB right now for a free brochure.
The Orlando-Philadelphia series has all the ingredients of an all-for-one versus one-for-all matchup. The Magic, who share the wealth system of Chuck Daly, was paired opposite the mercurial one-man show of Allen Iverson. But on Sunday, the league's leading scorer looked to get by with a little help from his friends. To the O-Arena we go, and mom on hand, and Iverson getting the kiss. And a quick start for Iverson. Blows by Penny Hardaway, got the floater, and then Iverson against Matt Harpring, which is not the matchup you want if you're Orlando. And then Iverson draws the double team, looking for one of the Flight brothers, Larry Hughes. Iverson had 11 in the first quarter. Sixers had a 9-point lead. Magic staying close. Penny Hardaway, what an incredible shot. Got it to go. 2 of his 19, just 4 of 13 from the floor. Late in the third, Iverson stripped by Penny. And looking for the 6th man of the year, Darryl Armstrong. Armstrong at 18, Magic down 1. Fourth quarter, Sixers running. Eric Snow, the most unsung player on this team. Iverson gets it to Matt Geiger. You can't stop Matt Geiger. Rick Mahorn and the Sixers sensing an upset. Nobody cheers like Rick Mahorn. Derek Strong, no. Iverson pushing and looking for Snow. Snow sat on the bench with those Seattle Sonic teams when they made it to the finals. And he gets the hoop there. The Sixers get the win. Iverson goes for 30, had 7 assists. 12 of Geiger's 23 arrived in the final period. How's this for free throw disparity? Orlando shot 31, the Sixers just 13. Sunday's crowd was announced at just over 15,000, which is nearly 2,000 shy of capacity in a building where it used to be very tough to get a playoff ticket. Game 2 Tuesday night at the O-Arena. Following the game, if I can paraphrase Allen Iverson, you can't stop me. You can only hope to contain me.
I really don't think anybody could guard me, not being conceited or anything like that. But that's just, me believing in my God-given ability. And, I don't really think nobody can guard me one-on-one. But, hopefully they'll try to do that. And, I have that advantage.
Allen Iverson, you can count on him getting 25 to 30 points a night, but you can't let those other guys get high double-figure points and rebounds. So, that's something that we have to solve. It's on everybody on our team to go and do that, not only to, have their attention on Allen Iverson, but not to let those other guys get off.
Bucks, Pacers. Second quarter, Bucks down 33-26. Ray Allen says we're down 5. He had 22 on the night. Later in the second quarter, Jalen Rose, dare I say, and Fuego. Yes, he gets the ball. He gets the 3. Pacers up 55-44. Reggie with the miss on the left side. Jalen again fouled about 4 times. He had 24. Third quarter, Bucks pick up the action. Irvin Johnson rejects Rick Smith's. Glenn Robinson playing on that bum leg. Bucks down only 8. Robinson with 16. Pacers come back. Off the Reggie miss, Antonio Davis is there. Pacers up 13. And then Big Smooth does the rest. Sam Perkins, nothing but the bottom of the net. 17 of Rose's playoff high, 24. Came in the second quarter. Indiana reserves outscored their Milwaukee counterparts 55-19. Pacers have now won 9 consecutive home playoff games. Kenny?
Except for those rare goalie fights, which are amusing because the guys can't swing since they wear more protective clothing than a 2-year-old bundled up to play in the snow. So except for those encounters, goalies are brought together through statistical comparison, which brings us to why Dominic Hasek was anxious to counterpunch Byron Dafoe. Hasek was great in the sweep of Ottawa, less great in the 4-2 series opening loss to Dafoe and his Bruins. Dafoe's the guy who had the nerve to lead Hasek in the league in shutouts this season. Hasek had led 3 of the last 5 seasons. First period, there's no score. Curtis Brown behind the net, fighting off P.J. Axelson. Michael Pekka, he beats Dafoe, second in the playoffs, 1-zip the Sabres. Kyle McLaren had it rough, no helmet, then he gets poked in the head. No penalty called. Vaclav Verada was the man there. Tim Taylor called for cross-checking. Joe Juneau in front. Pat Burns doesn't want to hit. He'll stay on a soft 17. Sabres 2-man advantage. Zhitnik, Brown beats Dafoe. Burns still unhappy with the call. Bruins down 2-0. Bruins 2-man advantage. Jason Allison to Dmitry Kristich. He's in front. Hasek there to make the save. Sabres up 2-0. Allison's centering pass stopped by Hasek. McLaren jabs Hasek with a stick. Big foul on McLaren. Later in the third, Bruins down 2-1. The net's empty. Power play ending. Bork shot deflected wide. Zhitnik then fighting with Anson Carter. Attempts to clear it. Kristich can't keep it in the zone. And Dixon Ward. Reverse skate. Couples only. Open net. Sabres win it 3-1. Tie it up at 1 apiece. So the Sabres win back home ice. Boston now must travel to Buffalo, where the Bruins went 0-3 this season and are 1-7-1 the last 9 times there. About a big hit in the game on Ray Bourque, Alexei Zhitnik said, if I wanted to injure him, he wouldn't be playing anymore. On that same general subject, Boston's Rob DeMaio said, if they take a run at our best player, they should expect the same thing back. Game 3 Wednesday. Pens trying to go up 2-0 on Toronto. It's 2-1 Toronto leading in this one. Penguins on the rush. Kessa passing to Tyler Wright. Curtis Joseph the save. Goalie cam. Matt Sundin roughing up Wright. Men are pigs. Still in the second, Sundin delivering. Mid-ice hit on Jaromir Jagr. Jagr got up, skates on. Later in the second, still 2-1. Toronto working it. Sundin working on Barrasso. Beat him. 3-1 Maple Leafs. Sundin second of the game. Now it's 3-1 in the third. Penguins breaking. Jagr. Nice pass to German Tito. Got a goal. First point for Jagr in this series. 3-2 game. 3 minutes to go. Still 3-2. Sundin. Leaving it for Steve Thomas. Sundin, 2 goals, 2 assists, and Toronto a winner in tying this series up. First career 4-point playoff game for Sundin in this one. For the first time in 8 games this playoffs, the Leafs score more than 2 goals. The streak of 7 games with 2 goals or fewer was the second longest in a single postseason all time.
Still to come on the program, it's Vaughn is in gone twice, but he needed other offensive support from his mates against the Cubs. While in Toronto, is it Juan is in gone? The Rangers try to avoid the weekend sweep at Skydome. That's next. This is SportsCenter.
Adrenaline Rush Hour fanatics are turning on TLC every night. But some of them want more. The ultimate experience. You ready? Let's go! Just try this. TLC's Adrenaline Rush Hour. As exciting as TV gets. Weeknights at 8 on TLC.
Do you have a need for speed? Then on Sunday, May 16th, Six Flags Great Adventure's the place to be. First, stop by and experience the park's 25 new rides and attractions. Then check out the Cartoon Network's race cars straight from the NASCAR circuit. Plus, enter to win a trip to Charlotte, North Carolina for the Coca-Cola 600 or a family season pass for 4 to Six Flags Great Adventure. So race on over to Six Flags Great Adventure on May 16th and strap yourself in.
ESPN, Sportscenter, followed by Game 3 of the Dallas-St. Louis playoff series, and Baseball Tonight. On ESPN2, RPM Tonight, NFL Tonight, Arena Football, and NHL Tonight. And on ESPN Classic, Masters on Monday, and another gem from the Diamond Collection. Do you have all the ESPN networks?
In San Francisco, they celebrated the best Giants of the 1960s, and we got one of the best in the history of baseball. That's Willie Mays there. Hideo Nomo making his debut as a Milwaukee Brewer to J.T. Snow, choking on a splinter. And then Jeff Kent, he's chopping broccoli. Ellis Burks, he's swinging and missing 2. Nomo, 6 1/3, struck out 6. Bottom 8, Giants down 3-2. Burks lining it. Marquise Grissom. Nice play on the shoestring, 9th inning. Giants down 1. F.P. Santangelo popping up. Jeremy Burnitz, Fernando Vina. They come together. Burnitz hangs on to make the play. Vina left to be checked out. Burnitz stayed in the game, and the Brewers win the game 3-2. So Nomo allowed just 1 earned run in his first major league work since late September of last year. Before coming to Milwaukee, he'd been dropped by the Mets and the Cubs this season. San Francisco, nice place to pick up his career. He's now 4-0 there in 5 lifetime starts, a 1.21 ERA. And his last big league win was a 3-hitter at San Francisco last August. Cubs and the Reds, 1 play.
Here's Vaughn.
Bottom of 3rd, 2-1 Reds. Greg Vaughn. All this land is mine for as far as the ball shall travel. 2nd of the game, 7th of the season, 8-5 your final. Show them what they've won. Mark Lewis actually had the game-winning 2-run double that happened in the 7th, set up by an intentional walk of Barry Larkin. Larkin had hurt the Cubs on Friday with the game winner. Greg Vaughn's 2 homers broke up a 5-for-40 hitting slump. And a programming note, Sammy Sosa on Up Close Monday, 6 Eastern.
Rafael Palmeiro's durability has gone largely unnoticed in the 90s, which included 5 years playing in the shadow of Cal Ripken's Ironman streak. Sunday night in Toronto, Palmeiro played in his 1,398th game this decade, breaking a tie with Ripken for the most games played in the 90s. Rafi, top of the 3rd, Rangers up 3-2. Runner at 2nd, not any longer. That runner, Juan Gonzalez, coming around to score. Palmeiro with one of the Rangers' 8 doubles. Palmeiro 3 for 5. Top 7 tied at 5. Pudge with men on the corners. Gonzalez will score. Pudge with a double. He went 3 for 5. 2 doubles. Rangers defense. We've seen the offense. Shannon Stewart takes Danny Patterson deep, but not deep enough. Tom Goodwin. Rangers go on this to win this one by the final of 11-6. The Rangers with their 4th all-time 20-hit game and that team record-tying 8 doubles. Palmeiro 3 for 5. Pudge goes 3 for 5. Rangers now the 2nd best road record in the American League at 11-6. Toronto has lost 13 of 17 following that 12-4 start. In Boston, the Sox and the Angels, and it's all Boston all the time. The Red Sox complete the sweep and have now won 4 in a row. The Boston pitching staff, which leads the majors in strikeouts, held Mo Vaughn to a 1-for-11 weekend that included 6 Ks.
Shiny, happy people when we come back. Hale Irwin's one of them. Does this mean he won a tournament or a big Nassau? And for the Phils to win it, it might have taken 3 ninth-inning home runs. Here's one anyway.
I vow to make you invincible, to
make your engine sing. To use the strong, tough synthetic oil, the one that has a super breed of molecules to protect you from cold, heat, dirt, time. The one that'll help keep you from growing old. I will never let you die.
Valvoline SynPower. Advanced synthetic oil, additives, and cleaners that super enhance your car's performance.
The 99 Mitsubishi Montero Sport. Nicely equipped at $24,950. Now available with 0.9% APR financing for 48 months.
Okay, people, this is a phone, and this is a dollar. You still with me? Well, that's good. Now dial this number, and all your long-distance calls from home could cost less than $1. That's right, with 10-10-220, all calls up to 20 minutes are only 99 cents. Talk longer, and it's just 10 cents for each extra minute. No fees, no contracts. Am I right, Poochie? Just dial 10-10-220, then 1, then the number. Bottom line, you get up to 20 minutes on this for less than this. You got that? Good, because if I'm not mistaken, I think nature's calling my dog.
The 18th mile tests my will, while the 3rd burns your lungs. And elsewhere, someone's mile is their marathon. The only thing we have to do to end the pain is stop running.
Have you ever been experienced?
We keep running.
Well, I have.
DMX technology, performance you can feel. Are you feeling it?
The Compact Classic was played in New Orleans. Carlos Franco, who finished 6th at this year's Masters, claimed his first PGA title by 2 strokes. The 33-year-old native of Paraguay grew up in poverty, sharing a one-room shack with his family of 9. Steve Flesch, last year's Rookie of the Year, finished 2nd last year. Seniors outside of Atlanta, the Nationwide Classic, Bob Murphy tied with Hale Irwin for the lead on the final hole. These two battled for the lead this same event in 1995. And back then, Hale tried to go for the green and 2 on the par 5. Went in the drink. Murph went on to pick up the victory. This year, Hale lays up. 3rd shot, 95 yards out, staring it down, and he's going side door. Get in there. Trickles in for the Eagle. First title of the year. 21st Senior Tour victory. Reminiscent of Irwin's high-five exchange at the 1990 U.S. Open at Medina. The victory drought is over for the 2-time defending Senior Tour Player of the Year. Irwin had finished 2nd in 3 of the previous 4 years of this event.
I have Phils and Rockies. Bottom of 3, Rockies up 3-2. Vinny Castilla is back. It is back. It's coming back. Doug Glanville. Yanks it home, saves the home run. Now 6th inning. Rockies down 7-5. And Robert Person facing Larry Walker with 1 on. And even with derogatory credit, you can own a brand new car. 2-run shot. Rockies get 4 in the 6th. Tied at 7 on Walker's 8th homer. To the 8th. Rockies trying to move the runner over. Nefi Perez popping it up. Scott Rowland. Nice catch into the dirt. Look again to see if he really caught it. And Rowland. Good play. 9th inning. Rockies up 8-7. Dave Beers on to close. Ron Gant doesn't want him to close it out. Larry Walker doesn't even bother. Tied at 8. 2 batters later, Rob Ducey. Opposite field, and it's going out. Desi Relaford. Ibid. 3 solo shots. Phillies with 10 solo shots in the last 2 games and winning this one 10-8. Rob Ducey's homer was important in the win and on the individual stat sheet. It gave him a career high, tying 4-hit game. The win gave Philly its first 3-game sweep in Colorado since 1994. Mets, Diamondbacks, bottom of 1, 2 on for Luis Gonzalez against Rick Reed. Home run. First pitch to him, 3-run job. 8th homer extends his hitting streak to 22 games. That's one shy of the best hitting streak in the National League last season. That was by John Olerud. Eric Davis had 30 straight for Baltimore in the American League. Gonzalez went 2 for 3, 4 RBI. He's now batting .388.
Still to come on the show, Deconstructing Scotty. We'll break down the final minute of play of the Lakers' Game 1 victory over Houston. And his bio says he has good speed, is solid defensively, and hits to all fields. Make that hits with power to all fields.
Right-hander against right-hander.
Where is it? He did it! It's swung him up! It is out of here! It is a home run! A new NCAA record!
This is great. I have never seen anything like this.
So many years hoping for his return. Am I a fool? Perhaps. But still, I wait for you, my little buddy.
Not going anywhere for a while? Grab a Snickers, because nothing handles your hunger better.
It was only supposed to be a 3-hour tour.
A 3-hour tour.
Hungry? Why wait?
It's a dog-eat-dog world, with every dog looking for his day. So it's all work your butt off and watch your tail. Now you know how to do that, don't you? Learn new tricks. For digital solutions that make the workplace work. Those who know have Enrico.
It's about a vision for moving earth, goods, even children better, more safely. Backed by people driven to exceed your expectations. Come ride with a leader that's taking a new road. International. Delivering beyond the expected.
During playoffs, some guys get cup fever. Some get delusional. Not me. Nor do my friends the Blue Giraffe or the Orange Hippo. You guys want to go play in my sandbox?
I'll raise you.
Pontiac Excitement 400, Saturday at 7:30, NASCAR on ESPN.
Florida State's Marshall McDougal's going to get his name in the paper playing against Maryland. Second basemen are supposed to hit like Harold Reynolds, but he singled his first time, then he homered solo, then he homered 3-run, then he went solo, then another 3-run, then a grand slam, then another 3-run, 6 homers, 16 RBI. Both are NCAA records. Florida State wins the game 26-2, and the players are game.
A Hallmark card, $2. A dozen roses, $50. A phone call, 10 cents a minute. The chance to dedicate the plays of the week to Mom on Mother's Day, priceless.
It is. So for moms and moms-to-be and moms gone that we miss, and for the moms called moms, not mom, and narrowcasting here for the mom of a new kid named PJ, the plays of the week. Big Mama Joanna Carner will not be seen.
And Torres has the basket.
And look at that Caminetti rollover. Can he throw it over on the bounce? Holy Toledo! Alley-oop toss to Iverson. Collects it midair. Young sent it out in front. Knocking down. Pearson shot. Score!
This year. It's remarkable. Jeff Kent down the left field line. Can he turn it into a double? Al Martin. Kent is going for it. Here comes Martin's throw. Kent has the double and he has the cycle.
Showtime! Oh, no!
This is a little bloop down the right field line. Pat Kelly is on the run with a diving catch.
Armstrong ahead of the pack. Armstrong!
Now there's a broken back ground ball slowly towards second. Grabbed by Ordonez, the throw. He got him! Oh, my. What a play by Ray Ordonez.
Bobby Higginson back. Leaping. Got it!
Plays of the Week is brought to you by Isuzu. We don't make cars because life is too big for cars.
Still to come on the program, April's Player of the Month hasn't slowed down a bit in May. Highlights of Manny's day against the Devil Rays. While in Los Angeles, he is the star of his SWAT team. Shaq and the Lakers react to the final frantic seconds of their Game 1 win.
The 99 Mitsubishi Eclipse. Postponed adulthood starting in under 17.5. Now available with 0.9% APR financing for 48 months.
Circuit City's 50th anniversary sale is going on now. Stop by today and get a $100 bonus rebate on all desktop computer, monitor, and printer packages, and notebook computers, too. You'll save $250 on this Hewlett-Packard computer system. It includes a 15-inch monitor and Canon BubbleJet color printer, all for just $949.99 after mail-in rebates. Don't miss the savings in every department. It's Circuit City's 50th anniversary sale, going on now.
ESPN The Magazine presents Ivan Rodriguez and Dan Patrick.
You're going to have to hide those. They're stealing the signs.
The signs?
Yeah.
Better?
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Okay. Sports' greatest stars turn to Dan Patrick for insights that really help their game. In return, they tell Dan amazing stuff for his ESPN The Magazine interviews.
You ever get tired of squatting?
In September, yes. Call now for ESPN The Magazine and get this navy blue windbreaker absolutely free.
When's the last time you sang the Puerto Rican national anthem?
I'm not a good singer. Get 26 issues, a year's worth for just $1 an issue, 66% off the newsstand price. And remember, you'll get this water-resistant windbreaker with a zip front pocket and embroidered ESPN The Magazine logo free.
Camera always picks this up when you're in the dugout. You got to learn. Project. That's warning track power with seeds.
Call now for ESPN The Magazine and your free windbreaker.
The Devil Rays, the Indians, the pictures, bottom of 3. After a 2-out error, keeps the inning going. 2 on for Manny Ramirez. There they are. El es una grande hombre. Ramirez, home run. Indians up 3-0. He has 41 RBIs, the major league leader. 9th inning, 5-2 innings. Jose Canseco. Quadrangular off of Mike Jackson. Way out, his 11th. Indians cut it to 1. It's 5-4. Indians lead, rather, is 5-4. Now in the 9th, still 5-4. Herbert Perry swinging and missing. Jackson gets his 8th save. 5-4 game. The Indians now 9-0 this season when Manny Ramirez hits a home run. That homer came after Kevin Stalker committed a 2-out error. Devil Rays had their second 3-error game of the series, give up the league lead in fielding percentage to Detroit. Mike Oquist combined with Doug Jones on the 4-hit shutout for Oakland. Oquist now 4-2. He's 3 wins off his career best set last season. ERA at 3.73, down from last year's 6.22.
You weren't alone if you felt the winner of the Houston-Los Angeles series would be the team that self-destructed less. That theory surfaced Sunday at the Forum as the veteran-laced Rockets let Game 1 slip through their hands. Mark Schwartz now on 1 game, 1 minute, and 2 huge plays.
Charles Barkley abused them down low. Sam Mack torched them from deep. And Akeem Olajuwon had a carnival on the baseline. So, with 5.3 ticks left, and the Rockets needing just 2 points for the win, how could even the most devoted of Lakers fans like LA's chances of coming up with a game-saving stop? It didn't look good. Olajuwon's screen was jarring, and guard Cuttino Mobley had a step on basketball's biggest ballerina.
I thought he was by him. I really did. And you know, I think the difference in height, you know, Shaq being so long and so big, he made up for it, you know, the step that he had on him.
Shaq, once he got past you, you knew you had to block the shot to win the game and not foul him. That was difficult.
Kind of like waited to the last second to go because I knew he was going to, I knew he was left-handed, so I kind of let him pass me a little bit and I just came from the back.
It's extremely difficult, but that's what makes him a phenomenal athlete. For someone that's 7'2" and well over 300 pounds to have the grace that he does.
O'Neal may have saved the victory, but it was on Houston's previous possession with the Rockets up 1 that Kobe Bryant choked off Scottie Pippen's path to the hoop. leaving Derek Fisher with the perfect parting gift.
I love being in those situations because I know I'm going to get there first. And the ball was sitting there like a sweet potato pie, just ready for the taking.
Yeah, I kind of had to contain myself because I wanted to go for the steal so bad. You had your nose sitting right there on the basketball, but you never know, you might get a ticky-tack foul, something like that, but Fisher bailed us out.
Before the Lakers get too giddy about stealing Game 1, they must first find an answer for Houston's party in the post. Olajuwon and Barkley combined to shoot 66%, yet seldom did the Lakers give J.R. Reed or Robert Horry any help. They certainly can't count on a Pippen stumble or a last-second rejection by O'Neal in Game 2 Tuesday night. Reporting from the NBA playoffs in Inglewood, I'm Mark Schwartz, ESPN.
Mark, thank you. More baseball coming and a base runner going away thanks to Ken Caminiti. We'll see if his acrobatics were enough to beat the Expos.
Guess what's about to hit your mailbox? Cablevision's money-saving coupons are on the way, featuring special offers from your favorite area retailers. From apparel to internet access, autos to restaurants, cards and gifts, electronics, home improvements, and jewelry. Cablevision's money-saving coupons have something for everyone. So head to your mailbox, but don't stand too close. And look for Cablevision's money-saving coupons.
Get into the swing of things at Diamond's Leisure World, the ultimate in game room furnishings. Our 2 huge showrooms feature pool tables, bars, game tables, bar stools, slot machines, pinball machines, video games, and much more. Visit either of our 2 fabulous locations at Route 4 West in Fairlawn and Route 10 West in East Hanover. Get into the swing at Diamond's Leisure World.
My name is Rick, but everyone calls me The Rick. I'm talking to ESPN.com to maybe I put a prospectus of some potential clothing that I wanted to maybe go halfsies on them, and we can go halfsies on the profits. This is a putting jacket. I got the copyright, of course, but it's a jacket made from AstroTurf that doubles as a putting green. And, I know people think, oh, it's silly, but, there are people out there who want stuff like this.
To St. Louis for the Cards and Pirates. Top 3, Brent Brown facing Manny Ibar. To the gap, J.D. Drew ending your picture right there. Great play. Top 4, Brown's next at bat against Ibar. 2-minute board, so he's not going towards J.D. Drew. He's going to try Sean Dunston, the former shortstop. Can't come up with it, and Brown is not going to stop running. Pat Mears, Brian Giles score. Brown is chugging. Looking for his first home run as a Pirate. He's going to try to earn it the hard way. And inside the park. Here's the throw, he said. Pirates pick up the victory by the final of 12-9. Pirates took 3 out of 4 in the series, outscoring St. Louis 34-16. Pat Mears, who had the first 5-hit game of his career, went 10 for 19 in the series, raising his average from 213 to 303. The Astros, the Expos. Let's see that Ken Caminiti play again. Jose Vidro, Ken Caminiti, and you know what? He gets his man every single time we show it. 3-time Gold Glove winner. Let's look at it again. Great play. Rolling over, not playing dead. Bottom 9, Astros down 4-2. Tying runs on base. Doesn't matter. Uget Urbina gets Jeff Bagwell. Expos hold on to win it by a 4-2 count. This win marks the second time this season the Expos have won back-to-back games. Chris Holt, winless since August of '97, allowed all 4 runs and 11 hits. He missed all of 1998 with shoulder surgery. Of the 24 runs he's allowed this season, 13 have arrived in the first inning.
The Sunday conversation goes next. Charles Barkley on why others ought to go and why he can't leave the game just yet.
I hate the guys out there who can't do it anymore, And there's no doubt in my mind, if I'd already won the championship, I'd have been done by now. But I still feel like I'm playing well. I can help my team win. But I got to lead this game playing well.
11 blue-clad warriors stand on the brink of battle and ask themselves, where is the other team?
Groovin' on a Sunday afternoon.
Nothing helps you kick back at the end of the day like Tostitos chips and salsa.
I can't imagine it.
We do suggest you actually wait till the end of the day.
He's a fine dancer, too.
Dig in, kick back with new hint of lime Tostitos.
Strength, knowledge, and experience. That's Pacific Life. For more than 130 years, Pacific Life has provided insurance and investments that protect families and help build assets. Our family of companies has helped thousands of businesses and millions of individuals reach their financial goals. Use the power of Pacific Life. Yes.
When you come to this year's Triple Crown races, you're bound to hear the same word repeated again and again. Yes. Everywhere from the heights of the clubhouse, right on down to the rail.
Yes!
No. No? Unless you try to buy your ticket with American Express. Visa, official card of the Visa Triple Crown Challenge. It's everywhere you want to be.
Hey, man, how come every time I call you, you're on the phone? Who are you talking to?
My friends, family. I call them a lot since I don't get to see them that much.
Phone bills must be killing you.
Not at all. I dial 10-10-321. Saves me 50% on calls over 10 minutes.
And when you're talking with family and friends, you just know you're going to be on for a while.
Sounds good. My wife's on the phone all the time with her sister. Hey, man, am I ever going to get to shoot?
Not when you're playing against me.
Sunday Conversation is brought to you by Sprint. With long-distance, wireless, internet, and data services, Sprint connects you to your world.
Charles Barkley is always good for a quote. So much the better then for a full-blown Sunday Conversation. And this one with Mark Schwartz, Barkley speaks to the issue of race and to his race against time to gain an NBA championship.
How much does it bug you, Charles, when you look around a crowd, no matter where you are, and you see 95% or more white faces?
Well, it bugs me because the tickets are too high. That's the only part. I don't care who's at the game, white or black, but it bugs me that they've put the prices of tickets so high that poor people can't come. Not just poor white people can't come anymore. And that's the thing that's disappointed me about the owners. You know, they gave us this deal, and they're going to save hundreds of millions of dollars, and they're not giving the savings back to the fans.
Have NBA owners lost their perspective in the amount that they're willing to pay unproven players now?
Yes, they have. You know, we're all overpaid. We used to be overpaid and underworked. Now, with this season, we're overworked and underpaid.
Underpaid?
Oh, yeah.
Underpaid.
Hey, the way they worked us this season, we're underpaid.
You guys are making a ton of money. Where the heck does it all go? I mean, you just don't hear that athletes are doing great things with that money.
I think for any athlete, when it's over, that's what you really say, well, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? Am I going to sit at home with $40 million in the bank and, like, have a big house and a big car and play golf every day? Or that I use all that stuff that was given to me in a good way? And if people can say, man, he did so much for poor people, that'd be the greatest thing for me.
When you watch Kobe Bryant play the game, what comes to mind? I mean, this is the guy that everybody has anointed as the next Michael Jordan.
If Kobe keeps getting better, he got unbelievable talent. Him and Shaquille are going to have to find a way to get along. I mean, they're going to have to find a way to get along. And you know the thing that disappoints me when I hear they don't get along? I've never played with a great player in his prime. And that's the only regret that I have about my career.
You had an amazing year this year, second in the league in rebounding. You were healthy almost the whole year. You played 42 games. At the end of last year, you said, I had to prove all over again to the fans and to myself that I wasn't going out as a loser. Mm-hmm. Did you really feel that way?
I'm going to lead a game playing well. I hate to see guys out there who can't do it anymore, you know. And there's no doubt in my mind, if I'd already won a championship, I'd have been done by now. But I still feel like I'm playing well. I can help my team win. But I got to lead this game playing well.
When Michael kind of called you out and said he's never worked hard enough, you really did take it to heart, though.
I didn't think it was fair because you can't accomplish what I've accomplished by not working hard, okay? So that's a myth. I can't become obsessed with basketball.
Why not?
I mean, it ain't that big in the overall picture. It's not. Like, if I win the championship, we'll get to celebrate for another 3 or 4 days, and then we'll be right back to reality. I want people to turn me on for 2 hours a night and just have fun. You know, those people in Columbine and Littleton, those people, in the foreign country who dealing with the refugees. I want people for 2 hours a night to say, you know what? I had fun watching that guy and his team play.
Sunday Conversation has been brought to you by Sprint. With long-distance, wireless, internet, and data services, Sprint connects you to your world.
Still to come in the program, would this week end just like last week did for Venus Williams? A clay court victory over Mary Pierce. That's next. This is SportsCenter.
This was me last summer. Me again 3 months ago. Not one picture of me smiling. I wish my teeth were whiter.
Introducing Crest Baking Soda and Peroxide Whitening. It's a powerful new toothpaste with a tingle that tells you it's working while you brush to help keep your teeth and gums healthy and your smile bright and white.
This was me 4 weeks ago. And here I am today.
New Crest Baking Soda and Peroxide Whitening. The power behind a healthy smile.
I've won my share of races, but I didn't do it alone. It takes a great team. And Slick 50 is a part of my team. I'm one of the millions of people who rely on it.
Now there's Slick 50 Synchron Synthetic Engine Treatment with a 100,000-mile limited warranty and pour-and-drive convenience.
It's hard to beat Slick 50. I count on that.
Slick 50 Synchron Synthetic, the next generation of engine treatments.
And for peak performance, use Slick 50 Synchron Synthetic Fuel System Treatment.
Hello? Is anybody out there?
Would you like to win a trip to the Brickyard 400 and drive the race parade car home? Here's how. Just follow Steve Park and enter the ESPN Drive at Home Sweepstakes, presented by Pennzoil. Watch the Pontiac Excitement 400 on ESPN. Note the Pennzoil car's starting and finishing position. Then call 1-800-581-3600 or stop by a participating Pennzoil Lube Center and fill out an entry form. You could win a trip to the Brickyard 400 and take home the race parade car or other great prizes.
The top senior hitters head to the desert for the Las Vegas Senior Classic. Coverage begins Friday at 3 on ESPN.
Rain interrupted the final round of the LPGA Title Holders Championship, but when the rain subsided, darkness set in, so the final round will be completed on Monday. 3 players, Becky Iverson, Kari Webb, and Chris Johnson, share the lead.
The women in the Italian Open of tennis on clay in preparation for the French, which is contested on Play-Doh. 4 titles this season now for Venus Williams, a tour high, 12 aces. She took down Mary Pierce in straight sets. More baseball coming. Nice catch here by Kansas City Royal, but the story's about nice Twins, though not Minnesota's.
Today's Sports Century Classic Moment is brought to you by Oldsmobile.
Last season's 2-year-old champion, a gelding named Old Rosebud, is the odds-on favorite to win the 40th running of the Kentucky Derby. As the field of 7 horses leap into action, Old Rosebud goes wire to wire, winning by 8 lengths and establishing a track record that will stand for 17 years. He's the first gelding to win the Derby this century.
Stop assuming that just because you're hugging one of these, you can't have a car that was made for hugging these. Alero, with the road-hugging active response system. Start feeling connected. Alero by Oldsmobile. Start something.
SportsCenter is a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com, a part of the Go Network. Go.com.
Miscellaneous score to close our show. Minnesota lost, but we speak of the Twins. Johnny Damon's Twins. He homered and drove in 4 for Kansas City. Said after the game his 17-day-old twins have brought him good luck. The babies and his wife Angie made the trip to Minnesota. They keep me up all night, he said. They're making me earn my salary. We're done, but we're not really done because we're coming right back. Please stay. Really, please. Coming up on the latest edition of SportsCenter,